It all began in the year 1969 through the ministry of a mighty man of God, a God's general, Apostle Nzeto. He was a man of faith, a man of great character, humble and prayerful. He was so much involved in the street evangelism.
Hobane ka morena Jesu fela kena ka o phodisang kena tlo fa thuso o we hlokang. Tloha o tsebeletswe la modimo. Ka ho Jesu le tlhalokoloha.
Apostle Nzeto was a man used by God through mighty works. Miracles, signs and wonders accompanied his ministry. The blind's eyes were opened, the lame walked, and the captives were set free. During one of his church services, this mighty general of God, Apostle Nzeto, received a prophetic vision concerning the future of Bloemfontein.
Kwilixa elizayo uYehova uza kuvusa indodana yakhe eselula eminyakeni. Ibandla liza kuba kwisixeko samadlelo enkomo kumgaqo okukhupha ngeBloemfontein obizwa ngokuba iShana. Imiqondiso nemimangaliso eniyibona kweli bandla sikulo iza ukwenzeka kwelo bandla, nemikhulu kunali iza ukwenzeka kwelo bandla.
Who is that young man this amazing prophecy was referring to? Ten years after the crucial prophecy for Bloemfontein's destiny, the long-awaited young boy was born on December 17th, 1979.
I'm pregnant. On the last day, 79, on the 16th, it was Dingan, 16 December. I was at Bushabela visiting there because my aunt sent the husband to come and fetch me. I can't stay there. I can't deliver the child at that environment of drunkard people.
Una prophet o ke moruti Nzeto. Gore o tla ba teng before Apostle Poonyane tla. There'll be a church. It'll fit like how fell out of the skirts of Bloemfontein. Oh, I don't know, there could be 10 years or 2 before the apostle Atla.
This thing because we are under this apartheid. Now because at that time go Blue Street Langefield to go Linting. These were only the Boers. The community I get it in it's about. So and at that time kana go tso murutuna sokatswa. Motho santsa le monyanyi di lebo. Kore a modimo a mo fepileng haholo ka tlolo as a brilliant young person. And jano o tlo hula mashaba.
When he grew up, I go back to my grandmother. all of them were drunkards, they were drinking. Then I started, when you go out, I take the glass, I want to prove that thing that they are drinking.
From his side, from his family, people were drinking in his house. People, there was, like I said, there was no inspiration or someone who we are looking after. So it was a very traumatizing upbringing. They used to drink every day at his house. It was normal for us to see that.
I used to leave the child, take him to my grandmother to look after him so that I'm going to look for a job. Papa ga gona ntlogela a le 3 months. Ke bereka mare. Ka mo godisa o tlhella.
Growing up with Apostle, it was a normal life like any other kid in location that doesn't have a mentor or someone to look after for inspiration. We were living, I can say, our older brothers were leading us. I can say it was the blind lead the blind, because whatever they had done, we came back after them and done the same things. Like, for example, going to parties. Like normal child, going to parties, going to nightclubs and playing soccer, doing some other stuff like any other child who doesn't have a mentor like now. People have like mentors now.
I raised him not knowing the father. You know the family, how it is. Those younger sisters, they want to show where's the father. The father is staying at Maleleka Street. So he didn't know him. Because I remember one day, he was struggling, I was in the debt, he wanted to take his, they sent him to the father. The father was not at the work, he was out with the truck. The people that were working with him, they said, no, just stand at the gate, to soon come back. And then he stand there. When the father come, just get inside with the truck, go and change. It was Friday, the payday of that company for them. When he go out, those people inside, they told him, there's a little boy that you want to. He just passed and leave the child like that. He didn't talk anything.
Rejection provokes God's direction. When people reject you, that's when God will begin to direct you. Don't reject anyone on account of the weaknesses of today, because the future is a mystery. The rejection the apostle endured led him to seek God's face for direction for his future.
I got the job at the butchery where I worked 7 years there. I met the boyfriend. He was his soldier at Tempe. He's how I became in to relax, because he know the story. I told him the story about the child. He was very concerned. This is how he helped me with the apostle. From there, the life was okay. So we arranged to take him for boarding school. And then by Friday, we are going to collect him. Sunday night, we go back to school, just like that.
When we used to go to the clubs, it happened once, because we used to go, we are not going to clubs every weekend, because money. So we there and then. So one time we went to the club in town. It was a huge club there. We were drinking there. He started telling us that he saw Dracula, so in the club. I thought he was drunk, man. And he was serious, and he was telling everybody he saw what. We were laughing. Maybe he was drunk. That's when that's I saw it. That was one of the signs. But then we were not aware, man. It was just he was drunk, man. Everybody was drunk. So he was serious, and no, he saw what chicken head, he saw what at the top of the ceiling. No, man, you are drunk.
You know, unfortunately, at that time I didn't recognize him to be an apostle or a pastor. I just concentrating of what he grew up, silence and calm. That's the thing. I recognize him from Louis Bota when he's in high school. I think this thing was in him, and he was quiet. He didn't tell anybody, I want to do this and that. No. I want to be a pastor, I want to be a pastor. No, there's nothing like that. He was just quiet.
From seeing those Draculas and chicken head from the nightclub, and then from the 21st, he stopped drinking. I realized one time, it was the 31st of December, we bought our own alcohol. We were celebrating 12 o'clock. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to drink. He decided to go to phase 6. It was night, man. What's going on? What's happening now? We are enjoying ourselves here. Everybody's happy. The year's coming to an end. What's the problem? He just decided, no, I'm not going to drink anymore. And he left us. That was a concern for me, Giro. Something is happening here. I don't know what, but something is happening there. That's when it started to change now.
Exactly, accident. When he looked in Cape Town, aba wila boy tla inali prakadir yamashore. So tla create with uniform everything. We were all of us excited, but it didn't make it to that position. It's how he get after 3 weeks he get in an accident and die. The engine was on top of my left thigh. So I go to Pedonomi, the ambulance was called, the police was there, but they said my ex is no more. When I come to P6, it was a plot here, 1 house, 2 houses there. It was terrible here, and I'm waking. The taxis were going that side, but it was quiet. It was not like this at this time.
He used to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, working from phase 6 to Fona. It was a church there in Fona or something. He was used to work at with food. He was working. I can go to church 3 o'clock in the morning and working. From 3 o'clock to, it is something like 2 hours walk, 3 hours walk from phase 2 to Fona to go to church. That's when I realized, which means this church thing is serious.
Then I make a small room where it's going to be my bed and the tables, nothing else.
Phase 6 then, what was it was not place for people to stay there. It was mikuku, man. No water, no electricity. It was bad, man. It was bad. He was living really hard. I can say under poverty line.
It was hard when you come to sleep. We were staying with a small room. It was my double bed, and the table here, the basin here, then here's the door. Apostle was sleeping under the table. I was sleeping with younger brother at one bed. Yes.
We used to go to take out pamphlets for the furniture shop. Back then, they used to give us 50 rand, 20 rand per day. We used to do that. And then he got a job in Waterfront News Cafe. He was in the toilet. Remember, there was nothing he can do. There was no income. They used to stay in phase 6.
Because it was tough. I'm alone now here. You got the job at Waterfront when it's open. It was a restaurant. Yes.
So there, yet again, he was preaching there. In the toilet, he was used to preach for people. People were crying, people were laughing. He used to carry a small Bible in his pocket. He was cleaning in the toilet. People were laughing, people were crying, people accepted Jesus Christ, people supported him. It was mixed feelings. I remember when we were in high school, I was in standard 9 or standard 10. He came to our school in the morning. He went to preach there. People called me, hey, your friend is preaching there. Hey, it's not my friend. It's just embarrassment. This man, he was preaching the what do you call, assembly point. And people knew that he's my friend. Man, it's not him. I was embarrassed. I even left the asylum. I came back after he left. So that's when I realized this is getting serious now. If you can go and preach at schools, at your youth level, and people are watching you, and you decided to go and preach at schools, this is serious.
He started, the apostles start to open something like home sale, you can see at this room. Start coming, Ntate Lepedi, Ntate Nchako, yes, Ntate Mashibeni. So every Friday is the whole night here. But I don't have worry because I go where I'm going. I go to that tavern, I'm going to take one. Don't worry with them. I'll leave them here. Friday night, they sleep here. Praying. Looking for Emmanuel TV. Apostle, he did find the thing of prophet, I think. Because I'm the first person to put a dish here only for the church. No, nothing else, no football, no nothing. Didn't want that.
Life is in stages. There were different stages Apostle David Poonyane went through in his early age. Each stage served a purpose. It was meant to prepare him for the challenges ahead, giving him the necessary experience and maturity to handle the great responsibilities God was preparing for him. As with all the biblical characters, you will see how much pain, how much hardship they endured to come to a new level in life. So, Apostle David Poonyane knew the hardships he went through was the Lord's doing to keep him for a new level in life.
Why we pass matric? Don't you want to go to tertiary? He said, no, Mama. I want to go somewhere, I will tell you. He didn't tell me at the same time. But one of the hot days when I come from work, he called the younger brother. We were sitting at my bedroom. Then he told me that he want to go to Nigeria. I screamed, I said, Nigeria? How can you go there? There's drugs and everything there. And they kill the people there. You laugh, just laugh with me. You see.
Then one day, he used to invite me to the churches, and I was busy with my things. So one day I said, let me go and join him. Some other big church in Dufontaine. We went there together there. I was sitting next to him. Now it was the first time seeing the church people. I used to go to church, Baptist church, education, my family church. But this time I went with him to that big church. People were worshiping there. Hey, I was enjoying the music sound there. When I watched him, he was crying. Hey, man, how can he's crying for what? So I'm combining all these things. He left me 21st drinking. Now he's working to church 3 hours per Sunday, every Sunday. Now we are here. He's crying now. Now the man has changed now. He's changed. So that very Sunday, we went back to my place. And we ate. I remember we ate papaka tomato sauce at my place together. It was a nice meal then. You have no choice. So I was taking him to his place. Normally, I take him halfway. So that day, after coming from church, he was telling me about Jesus, what. I was asking him, why were you crying? He explained, the way he explained. But for me, it was, that doesn't make sense. So from there, we went where we normally stand together, where he crossed the road to go to phase 6, and I'm going back home. So he told me, I'm going to Nigeria. You are coming with me, or you want to watch me? Wata, or Watan I didn't understand that. That's why I said, nah, leave Mona, I will watch you. That's when he went to Nigeria that year.
Come